कहीं ना कहीं गुस्सा जो आम जनता को आ रहा है, उनको एक अपना एक ऐसा हीरो दिखा था सुशांत में, जो उनके बीच से आया था।
Justice for Sushant. CBI for SSR.
We want CBI for Sushant Singh Rajput. We deserve to know the truth.
Justice for Sushant. CBI for SSR.
On the 12th of August, the trailer of Sadak 2 released and the masses were ready. Beyond what the movie is about, which is a secondary point regarding the video, the Indian audience has reached a point of frustration with the Hindi film industry and the establishment. Within a few hours, the Indian audience made its voices heard by making Sadak 2 the most disliked movie trailer on YouTube. The anger can be in many ways equated to if the movie was to release in theatres and the masses unanimously boycotted going into theatres. The annoyance of the Indian audience, more than the content of the film, is equated to two aspects: Mahesh and Mukesh Bhatt. There is an ongoing investigation regarding the Sushant Singh Rajput case, and Riya Chakrabarti and her family are the prime accused in the FIR filed by the family. Mahesh Bhatt, who has previously worked as a producer with Riya Chakrabarti on the movie Jalebi, is considered to be her mentor. Now, when the case has been ongoing for so long and there has been such suspicious behavior regarding the demeanor and statements put out by Riya Chakrabarti, you would assume that the hate is going to be piling up due to Mahesh Bhatt's close relationship with the actress. But it's not only that. Much to the frustration of the general public, the call records of Riya have also alluded to the fact that the individual was in constant contact with the director and producer from 8th of June to 13th of June when she left the residence of Sushant Singh Rajput, making the matter even more murky than it already is. I have to confess, however, the irritation of the audience is still not restricted to just that. I remember the sad day when the news came out on the 14th of June, and watching the news in disbelief, as random directors and actors came on live television to give comments about the actor, and here popped up Mukesh Bhatt, who verbatim said, "To be honest with you, I saw it coming. He was a very disturbed soul. There was something about him I felt which wasn't connected, and that bothered me more than anything else." He put it out in the public domain of the actor's disturbed mental health. And what made matters even worse, Suhitra Sen Gupta, a close aide to Mahesh Bhatt, had stated in an interview that Mahesh Bhatt told Riya, Sushant's then girlfriend, that his mental condition is just like that of Parveen Babi. Bhatt had even gone on to suggest Riya to break up her relationship with Rajput. The innumerable links of the director and producer regarding Sushant Singh Rajput's case, which is still so fresh in everyone's memory and the public, still requires some kind of closure. If you present the people an independent work of art, Sadak 2 in this case, it is obvious that they won't be receptive to it, irrespective of the talent involved in it. Where I wholeheartedly do not support the abuse thrown at the likes of Alia, wishing her nothing but the worst, even death for her in the comments, the frustration is also due to one other reason: the silence of Bollywood. The Hindi film industry has taken a stand unanimously on very few things. Many people talk about how, unlike the southern film industries where there is a unity for causes, movements in the Hindi film industry are few and far between. In 1986, the Hindi film industry stood against piracy, well, because their financial collections were getting adversely affected. But an even more compelling moment is when the most known actors and technicians from the industry stood together outside Thane jail for Sanjay Dutt in 1993, when he was accused of carrying illegal weapons under TADA with a direct link to the tragedy that engulfed Bombay. It further infuriates the masses that a case that was so complicated, for which the actor spent several years in jail, the film industry stood united. But in this case, they have lost an individual from their fraternity, and it is clear in the public domain that there is so much foul play, both politically and by the police. Why is the film industry so silent? Is it because Sanjay Dutt was a popular figure with the industry folk and Sushant wasn't? When it is regarding a loss in their own industry, why is the matter so hush-hush? The important point is that it is not even a complicated stance to take. You see the constant back and forth that exists between the Mumbai and Bihar police. There is no form of synergy regarding the way the case is being investigated. As I said in the introduction of the video, the most basic thing, or the least that the members of the fraternity can do, is seek for CBI for Sushant Singh Rajput. They will be criticized for seeking for sympathy, they will be criticized for coming in late, but at least there can be a unified movement for a loss in the film industry, for a change, rather than carrying on कि ऐसे ही होते रहेगा. Sadak 2 objectively seemed like what many people have already said. old wine in a new bottle. The original film represented what 90s thrillers were popular for: a protagonist dealing with a loss, a demon antagonist with over-the-top characteristics, and the journey of revenge. Sadak 2 lies somewhere in the same category. Where the song stood as one of its strongest qualities, something that the original film was known for, the new trailer seemed incoherent in so many ways regarding its theme. Where Sanjay Dutt seems to have the biggest emotional arc of the film, the villainous guru, the dark past, and the path to vengeance was all too familiar territory of what we have already seen in the 90s. What I also have to say is that the masses taking a stand by disliking a particular trailer is one aspect. But what maybe a lot of people are not noticing is that because of the traffic that is coming in due to the number of people clicking on the dislike button, the trailer is still number 1 on the YouTube trending page, piling up a huge source of revenue for the makers as well. So by watching the trailer and disliking it, you are also inadvertently filling their pockets as well. The real loss for any creator is when their trailer is not viewed by the masses, which is the case of so many underrated films of Bollywood. And here, in this mass boycott, we have a trailer that has over 32 million views in less than 48 hours. You, by hating them, are still making them money. Where regarding Sadak 2, I think the masses are very clear that they will not be watching this film, especially because of the director and producers involved in the project and their involvement and statements in the ongoing case. It's important to note that these production companies have already sold their films for huge sums of money to digital partners. They've already made the estimated revenue they were aiming for, where the argument of this mass boycott has further doubled down on discounting any actor that is connected to a family background. There are petitions to boycott anything related to Alia Bhatt or Ranbir Kapoor, the same actors you were singing praises of as supremely talented actors only a few years ago for movies like Udta Punjab and Tamasha. I understand the sentiment, but it has also led to a sense of objectivity being lost. The real test of the audience of putting their money where their mouth is and wanting some concrete change is when the theatres open in a society of normalcy, to make sure another Sonchadiya does not tank in the box office, to make sure that a Gully Gulliyan reaches a wider audience, to make sure that Loot Case doesn't find it tough to get a theatrical release. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below what are your thoughts regarding this entire thing. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle is right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.